back to Wicked Small Garage. My name is Scott, and this video is long overdue. I haven't made a video in like 10 months or something like that. This is my participation in the Jim Silva challenge. When Jim had reached out to me about finally scheduling this, this is what my workbench looked like. So I kind of had to scramble a bit to try and get this into a usable space, and that was a small miracle to get it that way. All right, so here's the unboxing of all the stuff that Jim sent me. I think the real Silva challenge is getting into this box, because it was a lot more difficult than I had anticipated, and fought me a lot more than I was expecting. Now, I remember watching his boxing video, and I was trying to figure out, watching the boxing video, kind of see if I get a jump start on what I wanted to build and stuff. So as I'm pulling it out, I'm going over some of those thoughts I had initially, and unfortunately, I had too many ideas. You get all these different castings with the different stuff, and all these ideas start running through your head for what you want to do, and so ultimately, I'd settled on one idea, but it took a while to get to the point where I'm like, okay, this is definitely the direction I'm going in. And one of the funny things I discovered, that all the 3D printed parts that Jim had sent, my intention was not to do any real painting on this. You'll see that in a little bit later. What I actually did, but we had a lot of rain up here in New England, and being able to go outside and paint was hit or miss. And being inside, especially with the 3D printed parts, trying to use my airbrush, I was having all kinds of problems, and it kind of occurred to me that airbrushing is kind of its own hobby, and it's like a sub hobby for this. And I just need to spend more time, working at it than I have been to try and do this. But it's kind of funny, because there's, like I said, it dawned on me that there are several sub hobbies to this thing. The 3D printing is another one. My wife had said that we should get a 3D printer and stuff. And I don't need any more hobbies. I got enough to do as it is. Without trying to figure out 3D printing and have to deal with all that mess. So I don't know if you guys have ever thought of that, or experienced having hobbies that support your hobbies and stuff. It's just a thought that really occurred to me and kind of stuck with me for a while. And I'm just trying to visualize some stuff here, putting some guns up on top of stuff. My initial thought was I was going to use those wheels, but like I said, I had problems. And this is the whole lot with all the awesome stickers that Jim provides. His sticker game is totally on point, and so this was the inspiration for what I'm doing. I'm going to be making some cars turn into chariots. So I was inspired by these by some of these images here, the motorcycles and the half a car here that tows it along. And what I've done here is, if you look, I'm setting up the pairs of cars I'm going to put together to make the horses for the chariots. Now, what I did instead of painting these things is I took a wire wheel on my Dremel, and then I just really scuffed the living bejesus out of them to try and get them all really worn down. I really like this worn out aesthetic and make it look like it's been around for a very long time. Now here we have some interiors that I had from other vehicles, and these are going to be the seating for the chariots. And here's the final thing. I made two different types of chariots that will face off against each other. I had taken work in process for some of these, but I use a secondary phone to take a bunch of pictures, and I have no idea what happened to those pictures. They've lost somewhere to the sands of time. So this is where I have ended up. One of my goals was to use as much stuff that Jim had sent me. I used a little bit of my own styrene. I used the parts of the snaps on the wheels there, you can see, and I used a lot of some of the coffee stirrer sticks, which are probably one of my favorite things to use. You can just weather it up. I didn't do a super great job of weathering it here, but you can weather it up. You can make it look, old and decrepit, and it really helps add, I think, to the aged part look of the builds. And I also tried for quote like reins or controls. I tried to use some thread up to the steering wheel and stuff, but I don't think I wasn't super happy with that. It didn't come out exactly how I had thought it in my head, but I was running out of time at that point. So I went with it to hopefully fulfill the vision, the illusion of reins. And I hope you like what you see. I'd like to thank Jim again for having me on the Silva Challenge. And you can follow me on Instagram at Showland1999. And you can follow me at Facebook at Wicked Small Garage. If you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome. And until next time, the garage is closed.